Welcome back, everyone. Now we're excited to kick off our second panel discussion, Unlocking Potential, the role of deep tech in smart solutions. In this session, we will explore how deep tech innovations are driving transformative solutions that enhance our daily lives while addressing pressing sustainability challenges. Without further ado, we are delighted to introduce Mr. Kenny Chan, Chief Director of Innovative Mind at ASTRI, as our panel chair for this session. Joining him on the panel are three distinguished experts, each bringing their unique expertise and perspectives to our discussion. Please give a warm welcome to Mr. Luca Fair, co-founder and CEO of Prophecy from France. Mr. Eric Zhang, Executive Director of May Display from Korea. Mr. Jerry Wu, General Manager of the Solution Business Group at Shanghai Westwell Technology. Now, let's hand it over to Mr. Kenny Chan and our panelists.
Testing. Good afternoon. I'm Kenny. So I'm the panel chair for these sessions. So we talk about the deep tech for smart solutions, but there's one thing very important for these thematic sessions is actually about the global perspectives, right? So recent years, Hong Kong has been positioning ourselves as a super connector, right? We're bridging the mainland and the global markets. So for today's, our speakers is really international, right? You see the Westwell from Shanghai, May from Korea, and Prophecy from France. So if you join this morning, there's a MOU signing sessions, right? So two of the companies here are actually referred by the OSS. They are the strategic enterprise, right? Hong Kong bringing in, right? From Europe to Hong Kong, from mainland China to Hong Kong. And of course, OSS need to do more work together with ASTRI. So May is actually moving to mainland China. There are a lot of the China, the local province actually inviting them. They will have probably very likely have the JV soon, right? So there's a lot of work for us to do. So for my section here, don't worry, I have a few slides, but I probably will skip that, right? So this session is more casual, but we are very serious, right? So I hope in this session we can bring you like more insight. How really ASTRI actually can help. Why we're doing what we call the technology for solution. We emphasize the deep tech, right? We want to differentiate from others, and we want to help the industry. That's how ASTRI position ourselves. So this is really serious, right? You see the Innovative Mind. This is a technology division, newly formed in ASTRI, right, last year. So I lead these divisions, but you see our focus. There's really deep tech for smart solutions, right? And you notice how we position the deep tech and smart solutions. I'm not going to go through all the details here, but you see the technology platforms. Basically, we have invested in this area in the last like 15 to 17 years. So we spend like probably several hundred millions Hong Kong dollars, okay? Don't be shocked. So we really have something created. So you see we have built a very robust, like the patent-protected technology platforms. Basically cover the emerging tech I just mentioned for the digital transformation for the smart cities. So you see we basically cover nearly all areas you see here, right? And another things actually I would like to highlight. You see the 1, 2, 3, right? Exclusive licensing, the John Lab R&D Center, and also the Gold Awards. So what this matters, these are really global. We are talking about like our exclusive licensing is about a global disruptive technology. Like around 15 years ago, we have an exclusive licensing license to a US company, and their customer is the tier one customer like HTC or Apple, right? And for the Joint R&D Center, we're working with the world, like the top three, the automotives, like very key partners. And for the third, this is a Hong Kong ICT award, but there's one thing very special. The awardee is actually a Switzerland company, and then they form a Hong Kong company, work with ASTRI, get these awards. Yeah, so this is actually how we create an ecosystem from a global perspectives, okay? So I want to go through my slides. I will make sure I have a good time keep. So this is actually how we want to shape our technology to solutions, right? And we have the pipeline, and these 2 pages to show you here is like, we have our local pilot projects. We help our partners, not only in Hong Kong, especially a global perspective, right? We have the partners to actually work with us in Hong Kong, and then go China, or we go out, yeah. So it's really matter, right? Like the bringing in and then going out, yeah. So this is basically the things I like to share with you. And then I will pass to our very verbal speakers. So I will start with Ruka, yeah, from Prophecy.
Thank you, Kenny. And hello, everyone. I'm very glad to join this event today. So I'm the CEO co-founder of Prophecy. At Prophecy, we develop a neuromorphic vision sensor, so a sensor that mimic the way the human eye works. So in fact, as opposed as conventional image sensor, like the one, for instance,
L'œil sert pour comprendre l'environnement et
sorry, it's in French, but maybe you can read the subtitle.
Then I will explain later. Qu'il y a dans cet environnement. Parce que cela permet à l'homme ou aux organismes biologiques de réagir vite par rapport à ces changements et se protéger éventuellement à des risques. L'acquisition se fait à travers la lumière. Donc la lumière, c'est des photons qui réfléchissent sur des objets et les photons sont capturés par la rétine. Dans la rétine, en fait, il y a des systèmes de photorécepteurs bâtonnets et des cônes qui vont absorber les photons de la lumière et ils vont accueillir cette information de manière asynchrone, c'est-à-dire au fur et à mesure que la lumière arrive sur la rétine, les photons sont ensuite transformés en signaux électrochimiques et transmis par les nerfs optiques au cortex, qui est une partie du cerveau qui traite ces signaux électriques. Une technologie de vision classique, comme celle qui est en train de nous filmer, génère une vidéo par séquence d'images à des points fixes. La technologie Prophecy, inspirée du fonctionnement de la rétine biologique, n'a plus cette notion d'acquisition image par image. Nous avons en fait des pixels qui fonctionnent comme les photorécepteurs de la rétine, donc qui sont indépendants et asynchrones. Et donc, on a des pixels qui vont réagir en ce moment s'il y a des changements dans la scène. Donc, ce qu'on est en train d'observer dans l'écran, c'est des petits points qui correspondent aux événements, donc aux variations de contraste qui correspondent.
So our technology, rather than capture images, as you could see in the video, capture only changes like the human eye is doing. When you look at me at this moment, your eyes are not sending images to the brain, but only what is changing. So when you think about this principle and then you apply it to applications in the field of AI at the edge or machine vision, you can think about multiple applications where this technology can bring benefit in terms of power efficiency and speed. So for instance, in IoT or in the field of elderly care, we are working on applications like fall detection, camera that is always on to capture when people are falling down, with also privacy protection because our sensor is not capturing images, as you can see on the bottom left of the screen. And this is also something we are working in collaboration with ASTRI and currently deploying, especially here in Asia. There are also applications in smart factory because our technology enables very fast acquisition of changes. So if you think about robotics application, like for instance, pick and place or high-speed counting for quality control inspection, our technology can enable this type of very fast object tracking for manipulation, for assembly, etc. And not only, of course, in the factory, but also you can think about application where this sensor is being used looking at the world to detect possible obstacles for applications in autonomous car, for instance. Also, this is done in collaboration with ASTRI, among other partners. Here you see an application led by Pegatron for in-cabin monitoring, for driver monitoring, but also application with forward-looking, where the sensor is used to detect potential dangers like another car passing by or a pedestrian crossing the road. In this case, you see a side-by-side comparison between a conventional frame-based approach on the left and our event-based approach on the right, where on the right you can see that we are capable to detect and measure the trajectory of collision with the crossing pedestrian on the right side faster than what you see with a conventional approach. We have been recently also deploying some solution in the AR/VR smart glass space. Is a very exciting and growing market, pushed by companies like Meta, for instance, or by Snap and many others. Here we are working in collaboration with a company in China called 7invensun. They have developed a very high speed and ultra low power eye tracking systems. Finally, you can also think about application in the smartphone. By combining our technology with a conventional frame-based sensor, you can actually improve image quality, like you see in this sequence of picture, where you see the before-after, a sequence of images captured by a smartphone with before a full blurry image because of the motion generated by the moving denser, and then the after is the fusion between our sensor and a regular sensor that deliver a high image quality picture, and many other applications you can think about. Thank you.
First one, thank you for inviting me to talk about here. So I'm honored with ASTRI, okay? So this is Eric from Korea. I work for the May Display. We are manufacturing for the LCOS display panel. There is two kind of the LCOS panel. Left-hand side is the traditional amplitude panel. This is only can making the 2D display. But right-hand side is SLM. SLM mean is the spatial light modulator. It can be make the hologram and different focus. You can see the functional. The can be gathering the light and then can be making the different focus. That is the can making the 2D display or the 3D display. So the computer generating holographic pattern so included the depth information together. May Display is developed the worldwide first one, the 4K, 2K, the real full color panel. It can be worked out the 120 hertz. Each color is 360 hertz. This is the first one in the world. That is the wafer function. But it depends on the liquid crystal with the wavelengths different the ITO glass, then it can be changing to the SLM panel or amplitude panel. So it can be applied to the HMD system, various the system with the projector, holographic kit, and AOI system, and then HUD system. We collaboration with the ASTRI. So every year we went to the CES show in Las Vegas. So this year also we work together. SLM panel and amplitude panel, this is only the display the part. So it needed to the optic engine everywhere. So one is the depend on the visual light. It can be made, as I mentioned, the HMD and TV, projection, everything it can be making. But second is the 10-15 nanometer. It's changing to the liquid crystal and then the ITO glass. Then it can be making the glass cutting. It's an interposer system. And last one is 1550 nanometer is WSS. It's a communication part. So the functional is the same from the SRM side. SRM is, I told you, the special light modulator. So WSS can be make different channel. So it can be same kind of the function. Return to the 2017, we used the amplitude panel with the ASTRI. So we developed the 4K, 2K worldwide first the HMD system. Left-hand side is the optic specification. This is key point. This year, so we used the CGH pattern, the SRM panel. So we are made it, and then developed it with the ASTRI together, the HUD system. So second is the core system, and the right-hand side, the real the deflection display, the picture. Used the ASTRI optic engine. It can be applied to the HUD system. It's a relation for the speed. So CT drive is only 2.5 or 5 meter is we are seeing in front of the windshield system. But the freeway is we are seeing over the 7 meter. So focus is different. When we driving times, if we see the navigation, then we have to the backward to the focus. So for the safety system, it can be going to the more higher the distance. So when you are driving to the freeway, it's over to the 10 meter. At the case, we have to making the same kind of the speed with the focusing system. It's just able to the HUD system it can be making using the SRM panel. So HUD system will be changing later. And then the HMD system is also different focus can making. So it can be make the real 3D system using the HMD system. So we need to, every time the ASTRI optic engine together. So we work together in the future. Thank you for the listening.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, everyone. I'm Jerry from the Westwell. So first of all, I just want to use one sentence to describe what is the Westwell. So we are founded in 2015, and we are an innovative AI logistics company. We just use the AI technology to provide the full stack solutions. Right now, we serve the seaports, airports, and the factory and so on. So let me to share a video. Okay. Thank you. Okay, depends on the video. Actually, we start from the seaport. So I just put the seaport, this scenario, as an example to show what we can provide for the customer. In here, actually, first of all, we just provide the automation trucks. In here, you can see we provide 3 kinds of the automation trucks in here. And also, we can provide the whole system. actually several systems to cooperate with automation trucks to help the customer to improve the efficiency. And also, we call it internal, it's a well ocean. Well ocean, just like we use a computer version to recognize every node of the logistics. So we just use this to provide the whole solution to help the customer safer, faster, and greener. Okay, until now, actually, our customer have reached 28 countries and the region, and more than 200 customers around the world. Especially in Hong Kong, we have the cooperate with HIT Terminal and Hecto and AA. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for all our three speakers. Here we will start the panel discussion sessions. So let's start from a few questions, like easier for 1 hour, right? So all the three companies, like you just see their introduction, right? They are all working on something like really what we call the deep tech. So how do you see the deep tech can help your company to quickly stand out from the market? So maybe we start from our new partner, Westwell, Jerry.
Yeah, depends on my introduction. Westwell just start from the AI technology. To be honest, at the beginning, we also confused what we should do, use the AI technology. But as the project continue, we find our customer become, the requirement becomes more and more clearly. For example, we have a customer in Europe. And actually, for them, it's a terminal customer. It's a seaport. So for them, the problem is it's very hard to handle the truck drivers. In fact, less than 5% of the truck drivers in Europe under 25 years old. So we find maybe we can use the AI technology to help them to solve the problems such as reduce lab cost and driver shortage and traffic accident. So we have many cases like this. So this is the truck drivers, and some customers they want to improve the efficient and something like that. So for now, for the Westwell, we have very clearly target. Just use the AI technology and combine with the industry and help the customer to the faster and the greener, and more safe,
Yeah, so it means like deep tech is very important, but the market and application is how actually we can match with the technology is very important.
Yeah, combine.
Right?
Yeah,
combine.
Yeah.
So the same questions to Eric from May.
Yeah, deep tech is an important thing. It's a big issue in the world, you know. So if you deep tech, it can get some more the earlier advanced the technology, then we can get the edge of the system, and then so it can give it to the many companies, giving a chance to the more challenging.
So we have been working with your side since year 2016, right? So we see that your technology is really unique, you know. So of course, May is not only working with ASTRI, they are working with like the global tier 1 in China and in Europe, in US. So how do you see the opportunities in China that would be like better leveraging your company's solution?
Good question. So we have to find out the real marketing system first. So we are company, so we have to make the earning point, and then we have to make the profit. But real business is very difficult to the communication. So, but many companies try to find out our technology. So we need to more deeply this discussion with them, and then we can making the more the successful the business each other.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, Ruka,
Yeah, about
the deep tech. Yeah.
Deep tech, yes.
Yeah.
So what is deep tech? So yeah, definitely our company comes from a technology that has been researched for many years. In fact, when we started the company, we didn't necessarily know which application to target. We started from a technology that was researched for more than 20 years before. And very often when you hear this deep tech story that try to transform the way we live or we make business, very often with some fundamental science behind, a little bit what we have been doing. You typically incur two type of risks. One is the technology risk, because sometimes you discover this technology, but you don't know how to manufacture it, or how you don't know how to produce this on scale, or how you can plug this technology in an ecosystem. So very often it comes with a major technology risk, and second, often comes with also a business risk, that you develop a solution for a problem that doesn't exist, for instance, right? So, but eventually, once you come across these two major risks, and you are able to solve them or mitigate them, then often what you observe is that the companies that go through this long journey, and this morning in the keynote of Professor Ho, you heard about this story from his early research at Oxford in the late 80s that actually pan out to become actually very successful biotech startup. So similarly, other companies in deep tech, when they are able with very strong resilience to go through this journey of developing the technology, proving the technology, and then opening the market and proving the market, then you become quite successful. Why? Because deep tech companies, with all this patient investment of capital resources, you are over time building huge barriers that make your business very defensible and sustainable. Barriers in terms of IP, patents, know-how, in terms of your understanding of how you go to market, etc., etc. So deep tech is tough, but if you are able to go through this journey with patience and resilience, then you can definitely make a business that that can stay for actually a long time and be quite rewarding. Yeah.
So means like we need to take a balance between the speed and the patience, right?
Yes, yes.
Especially for high growth startups.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think as part of this journey for a technology company that go through it, it's very important to have ecosystem partners. Like for instance, for us, ASTRI is playing this key role of giving us access to other technologies, an ecosystem of partners that can accelerate our go-to-market, etc. So yeah, all this is very beneficial.
Thank you. So partner is very important, and we are also ready to work with you. Like if you are sitting here and something ASTRI can help, like welcome to stop by and visit us, right? So I'd like to jump. I skipped the common questions for a while. I'd like to start the individual ones. So again, I'd like to start with Westwell, Jerry, because Westwell is actually doing really good in Hong Kong. Yeah, very fast growing. If you know their companies like the food paste in Hong Kong, that's really amazing. So my questions to Jerry is like, why Westwell can be so successful in Hong Kong? So is there any like secret or insight you'd like to share with us?
No secret actually. About 1.5 years ago, we start from the first project in Hong Kong with HIT terminal. We provide the automation trucks and the computer version to recognize the container number and something like that. Right now, the project already finished, and we already go live. But we still will review the project. So because we find the Chinese mainland company, the customer, especially the customer, and Hong Kong customer, the requirement is totally different, actually, we find. So Chinese mainland customer, most of the time, they focus on the speed. So yeah, we will always define the many milestones in here. So, but in the Hong Kong market, actually, yeah, milestone is also important, and they also will ask the quality. The quality is also very important. So, to be honest, after that project, our product raised a high level. Yeah, because because thank you for the Hong Kong customer, they give a lot of requirement actually. So so right now we are just thinking we need to have the patient, and yeah, of course, Hong Kong market is very, very important to the Westwell, and because we need to go out, and why we open the Hong Kong company in here, we just want to use the Hong Kong company to serve the overseas market. So we just want to, be patient with the product, just, growing with the Hong Kong market together. And yeah, just like I mentioned, just don't like you can't, if you can't offer the good product, then you can't just practice in the Hong Kong market. You need to provide the good product. So this is yeah, what I want to say.
So do you think the Hong Kong government is supporting enough? Is there any message? I'm not sure OSS anybody here, but maybe you have some word to say for every the company to set up something in Hong Kong. Is there anything we can do more?
First of all, HN is a very good partner for the Westwell. First is because it's a very good bridge to the Westwell to communicate with the government. And if you want to do the good job in Hong Kong, you need to know the government concern right now. So another part is for the Westwell in the Hong Kong market is we also looking for a new area, because I saw I already said we are focused on the logistics. So we serve the seaports, airports, but yeah, we actually have several meetings as before, right? We talking about the new area. So this is also very important for the Westwell. We are so right now we are looking for the constructions, public traffic, and something like that. So we hope we can have the new chance in those areas in the future in Hong Kong. And of course, because another thing is the last one, sorry. The Hong Kong government is, Hong Kong is very open market. It's a flexible finance place and very helpful. And it's very good for help our like the Chinese mainland company to go out. So yeah, we are very thankful, and we have the confidence, yeah, in the future in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Thank you. So as a super connector, so Hong Kong is doing so far so good, right?
Yeah.
So actually, this is a follow-up questions to Professor Ruka. So we know that Westwell is the second batch, right, of the strategic enterprise, brought in by OSS, and Professor is the first, right? And congratulations, I think you finally have something. You like to speak for Professor yourself. We are really expecting that your activities in Hong Kong. Yeah, you have anything to share with us, like your Hong Kong plans?
Yeah, thank you, guys. So first of all, is for us as a French company that is now expanding in the region is a great privilege actually to be part of this initiative. And yeah, so there are multiple initiatives, there are multiple synergies that we are currently developing with ASTRI. And by the way, so the reason why originally we decided a couple of years ago to invest more in Hong Kong and make Hong Kong our hub for Asia Pacific. It was because originally we started the collaboration with you, Kenny, and your lab, and actually when I found out that there were multiple activities going on at ASTRI using our technology, I made my first trip right to Hong Kong, and then from there actually we went through a long journey because we were involved with ASTRI, but also with Hong Kong Science Park. We joined the elite program at Science Park, and then we entered in the third batch of the Oasis initiative, and to the point that actually even the financial secretary, Mr. Paul Chen, visited us in Paris last year. So this was actually very encouraging for us. So and I still feel that this is like the the beginning, because there is still a lot of things we can do. For specifically what we are trying to do here is working on 3 sectors. One is smart care, smart construction, and smart mobility. I share with you some examples earlier. And working in Hong Kong is a great opportunity. Why? Because although it's a small market, but is a market that capture very quickly new technology. If you think about the fact that is probably the market with one of the most advanced public transportation system, is also a market that is pioneering some autonomous driving technology. Plus, is a city where that is trying to address the concern of aging population, where then smart elderly caring solutions are important. So we are trying to address these challenges together with ASTRI, and make Hong Kong as our pilot market, where technology can be easily and very quickly tested in the market and proven, and then from there bring this in the rest of the world, right? So that's the idea.
Thank you, Luca. Actually, Luca's comment and his speaking is very encouraging to me and to ASTRI. Everyone here, you heard this, right? So you know, like, who brought privacy to Hong Kong, right? Yeah. So if you see the press from the governments, any channels, yeah, you know. So it's very excited to have Westwell and Privacy to like join us, like land in Hong Kong and work with us together. And as I mentioned, right, we have May. And May is actually had a very good positions in the display area, as like Eric just introduced us. So I have a very different questions to Eric, because May is has so far has no plan to set up anything in Hong Kong, right? But we have been working together for like over 10 years. So could you share with audience here, right, your view, like, why we still can work together, and like, is it what you value most, like ASTRI actually can do for you, so that even you are not setting up something in Hong Kong, but we are still working very closely, right?
Okay, actually, we used many kind of the company from the optic side. So we try to find out many company inside of China, outside of China, everywhere, and even in Korea. So some companies work with us together, but we are not satisfied everything. So some parties needed to the all kind of the improvement needed. So even some companies needed to redesign. How can make the sample? So when I see the ASTRI is the first time support for us. At the time, I was surprised because some little point is we can modify. Then it can be go to the directly mass production. So ASTRI is a very important position, I think. ASTRI engineer is smart, and then advanced technology, and then advanced the knowledge with the policy. So the time is reduced at the time. And one more thing is the price is lower. This is a very big point.
You shouldn't share this here.
And then satisfy price and quality. So when I show up to our customer, the mock-up system, everything is the satisfied. But in the market, is cannot follow the product at this moment. So we're just waiting for the open the big market. We are still waiting. But the advanced technology needed to the optic engine, everything. So I'm just the first time use the ASTRI, but second time, third time, fourth time, I wanted to work with the ASTRI. That is our the opinion, and then we will work together with you.
Thank you. I make sure our optics team, I think they're probably here. I'm not sure where, but yeah. Thank you for your recognitions again. So actually, I did not follow my the questions that our marketing team prepared for me. There's also no Q&A session for you guys sitting here. I'm not sure, is there anyone you would like to ask questions to our guests or to me? Before I move forward, I still have tons of questions can ask. Anyone? You like to take this chance? No? Okay. So it's really different, right? How you run it in France? I think the French, like, you have this kind of the forum.
Yeah. So it happens here, of course.
So my questions, like, this is really an ad hoc questions to Luca. We see that this morning, right? You mentioned about Professor Dennis Lowe, right? I'm also really inspired by his speech, right? But a lot of our partners come to ASTRI to work with us. They really struggle on the one we talk about as a startup company. They have very limited resources, but need to grow fast. But they are struggling whether they should continue to create a barrier. That means that invest deeper on the test side, but in parallel, they actually need to to have the profit, right? So that they continue for the fundraising, the investor will still have the blessing on them, right? So could you share with us, because I know Prophecy actually is really successful on the fundraising, and you are not raising the funding not only in Europe, but you're doing very well also in China. So how could you share with us your journey? We heard one from Dennis Rowe that we pretty much would like to, this is really your insight.
Yes, thank you, Kenny. So as I mentioned earlier, so a deep tech journey takes time, and then very often time is not necessarily compatible with what investor in the conventional venture capital world are looking for, because their job is to invest to get a return on investment, and of course the higher and the quicker the return is, the better it is for them, right? And why this is incompatible? Because the time variable that for a deep tech startup can be, especially when you start in the very early stage like us, right? So we start in 2014, 15, after many years of research, and then the journey took us more than 7 years, in fact, before we managed to commercialize the first chip, because it took time to develop the technology, etc. So investors now are changing their mindset, but the conventional, let's say, VC are not necessarily used to invest in this high-risk type of company profiles. But I would say that things are changing. Things are changing because are changing globally. In 2023, for instance, there have been more than $100 billion invested by the US in deep tech, 50 billion in Greater China, and 30 billion in Europe. And the reason why there's been a significant increase of billion-dollar investment in deep tech is because behind many of this VC investment, there is also a support from central government, right? The US government, the China government, the European Union, as well as the different national government. And because they are supporting deep tech initiatives, therefore also VC are taking more risk. So these initiatives are very important. For Prophecy, our journey didn't benefit from all this support from venture capital at the beginning. And that's the reason why we shifted over time from investment coming from Europe, because in Europe was relatively easier to find early stage investment, but then quickly we moved to the US and to China to get more growth stage investment, because this type of investment mentality is much more mature at this stage here compared to Europe.
Thank you. And thank you for your good words to what Hong Kong so far we have done. Yeah, I think we use up perfectly the time, right? And thank you very much for being with us here. And thanks again for our speakers from really overseas. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you to all our speakers for such an insightful sharing. Would Mr. Kenny Chen and our panelists please step towards the front of the stage for a group photo? Thank you, everyone. Please take your seats. We appreciate your participation in this engaging discussion on unlocking potential, the role of deep tech in smart solutions. A heartfelt thank you to our panel chair and to our distinguished panelists for sharing their insights and expertise. Your contributions have shed light on the transformative power of deep tech in addressing today's challenges. Before you leave, please take a moment to complete our online survey by scanning the QR code displayed below. Your feedback is invaluable, and it will only take a few minutes. Looking ahead, our third and final session of this track, Empowering Tomorrow, the synergy of IoT and AI, will delve into the powerful synergy between the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence technologies that are shaping the future across various industries. We will start this session at 4:15. So please take this time to move around and connect with your fellow attendees. Thank you again for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you back here soon.